We're going to talk about the squash the bug theory. All right, when a young player starts out in t-ball, 6, 7 years old, for me, it's imperative that they understand what their back foot is supposed to do. So what we want to do is make sure that at a young age, and I have to preface that because as we get older, we want to make sure that our hips move and not necessarily just our foot. But at a young age, it's very important for them to understand that this back foot has to turn, which is going to allow our hips to turn and finish our swing the way we're supposed to. If our back foot doesn't turn, if we don't at a young age tell the kids to squash the bug, we are going to swing basically just with our upper body. And you see that quite often with young hitters. Young kids that are just starting out in t-ball, they end up having this type of swing. And that's why the squash the bug term came into effect. It makes total sense. But we have to move on from that. We have to move on. A few years after they start playing, now we have to make sure that their hips move in the right direction. And we just allow our foot to turn. My hips and my core are strong enough to turn my foot. My foot is not strong enough to turn my hips. We will end up in this position if I just pick up my heel. Allow my heel as my hips and core turn. All I'm going to do is just pick up my heel. We also have a problem with over-rotating our back foot. Okay, a lot of kids end up being in this position. I'm too old to get into that position now. I don't bend and move the way I used to. But they end up being way over on their backside, which causes us to lose balance. So I want to make sure that I don't over-rotate my back foot. This is as far as it needs to go. This is as far as it needs to go. So now I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm hitting against this front side. My balance is good. I have that center right down here, and I'm hitting against it with good balance. Now it's very important for a young hitter to understand this term, but make sure that as they get older and that we evolve from that. We want to make sure that their hips are the focus and the trigger. We don't want that trigger to be my back foot. I want that focus and trigger to be my lower half and my core. So we want to make sure that they understand that and build from the ground up, but not just focus on squashing the bug.